Biden, Putin to hold call over stepped-up security demands. President Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin will speak Thursday as the Russian leader has stepped up his demands for security guarantees in Eastern Europe. REHOBOTH Beach, Delaware. President Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin will speak Thursday as the Russian chief has moved forward his requests for security in shores in Eastern Europe while keeping an agitating development of troops close to Russia's boundary with Ukraine. The two chiefs will talk about a scope of themes, including impending strategic commitment, National Security Council Representative Emily Horne said in an assertion reporting the call. The discussions come as the U.S. what's more Western partners have watched the massing of Russian powers along the line, developing to an expected 100,000 and energizing apprehensions that Moscow is planning to additionally attack Ukraine. Secretary of State Antony Blinken talked on Wednesday with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. State Department Representative Ned Price said Blinken emphasized the United States' steadfast help for Ukraine's freedom, power, and regional trustworthiness even with Russia's tactical development on Ukraine's boundaries. Kost said the two talked about endeavors to calmly resolve the contention in eastern Ukraine and forthcoming strategic commitment with Russia. Putin said recently he would consider a huge number of choices assuming that the West neglects to meet his push for security ensures blocking NATO's extension to Ukraine. Recently, Moscow submitted draft security reports requesting that NATO deny enrollment to Ukraine and other previous Soviet nations and roll back its tactical organizations in Central and Eastern Europe. The U.S. Furthermore its partners wouldn't offer Russia the sort of assurances on Ukraine that Putin needs, referring to NATO's rule that participation is available to any passing country. They concurred, be that as it may, to hold converses with Russia 1 month from now to examine its interests. The U.S. also Russia are to hold significant level discussions on January 10. Moscow and NATO agents are relied upon to meet that very week just as Russia and the Organization for Security and Coactivity in Europe, which incorporates the United States. In Thursday's call, which was mentioned by the Russians, Biden is relied upon to stress to Putin that the U.S. is joined with its partners however will show a readiness to participate in principled tact with Russia, as per a senior organization official who advised correspondents on the impending call. The authority talked on the state of secrecy. The two chiefs held a video call recently. The authority added that the White House considers the pioneer-to-pioneer commitment to be significant as the organization hopes to track down a far past this snapshot of emergency over developing concerns of a further Russian intrusion of Ukraine. In 2014, Russian soldiers walked into the Black Sea promontory of Crimea and held onto the region from Ukraine. Russia's extension of Crimea, one of the more obscure minutes for previous President Barack Obama on the global stage, poses a potential threat as Biden hopes to contain the current seething emergency. White House public safety consultant Jack Sullivan has clarified openly remarks that the organization is prepared to examine Moscow's interests about NATO in chats with Russian authorities, however underlined that Washington is focused on the standard of nothing about you without you in molding strategy that influences European partners. We're moving toward the more extensive inquiry of discretion with Russia according to the perspective that significant advancement at the arranging table, obviously, should occur in a setting of the heightening rather than acceleration, Sullivan said at an occasion facilitated by the Council on Foreign Relations recently. He added we're moving toward the more extensive inquiry of discretion with Russia according to the perspective that significant advancement at the arranging table, obviously, should occur in a setting of the heightening rather than acceleration. The two chiefs are likewise expected during Thursday's call to examine endeavors to convince Iran to get back to the 2015 atomic accord, which was viably rejected by the Trump Organization. In spite of contrasts on Ukraine and different issues, White House authorities have said the Iran atomic issue is one where they trust the U.S. What's more Russia can work agreeably. Kremlin representative Dmitry Peskov affirmed that Putin would talk with Biden on Thursday yet gave no subtleties.